Welcome to the show. My name is Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And we are the beings worthy of respect.
And this is the epic conclusion to Phil Metal Jackson.
Joining us as always, our esteemed colleague and co-host, Mr. Phil Jackson. How you doing today, Coach?
So good.
You look good, Coach. You look very well rested. You look refreshed.
Yeah, he's been sleeping a whole lot this past week.
Just to recap, this was our last week with Phil. He's moving out. So we had planned a lot of partying, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of concerts and strip clubs and bars and drugs, all that kind of stuff. And we made a list, like in Getting Even with Dad with Macaulay Culkin.
You know, that's what you have to do.
And we didn't actually do any of his stuff.
It was kind of like a drunk dad telling his kids that he's going to do lots of great things for them with no intention of actually following through.
Because that's textbook Phil, and Phil's the kind of guy, you've been listening to him, you know that he repeats himself a lot. He has a lot of the same phrases.
He's very routine-based and sentimental.
I am.
So rather than go and do all this new fun stuff that we had planned, he just kind of wanted to go back and visit our old haunts again.
He got really emo. We went back to the Grove where we first met, the scene of the crime.
I mean, literally the scene of the crime where he hit you with his car and tried to dump your body.
He asked us if we wanted to go to his favorite bar, and for the second time, I said yes, and then we went to Cabo Cantina, and I was really...
That is probably one of the best moments.
Well, no, Matt was about to say that he was really disappointed by the whole thing.
But that's okay.
I was devastated. I thought we were going someplace cool. I guess we did have to go to a different Cabo Cantina because we're banned from the one on Sunset.
You always say that Phil got grabby with a waitress, but I think that really undersells what happened.
Things escalated after we left.
It's pretty aggressive sexual harassment, and the girl eventually committed suicide.
You know, it's kind of a goofball thing to announce it.
We're paying respect, Phil. The woman died because of you.
So anyway.
Well, Phil doesn't want to talk about that.
Well, moving on. You said Phil's been sleeping a lot. I don't know if sleeping's the right word. It's more of a metamorphosis stage, like a pupa state or a chrysalis. He went into a cocoon made out of junk mail, saw pulp, and spit since Saturday to Wednesday, so like 108 hours.
Yeah, we misunderstood. Phil's not a rat. He's actually more like a caterpillar.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
It means you're a multiphasic organism. So a human is born a human and stays a human. You were born Phil Jackson, and you go into this cocoon and come out a different entity.
You know, I understand that. It's an easy system to learn.
You can learn it, so you can teach me how to do that.
No.
It sounds like you can, but you won't.
Yeah. Phil right now is a very, very different person than he was in the past.
There's definitely going to be a difference.
You know, he looks better, he's cleaner, he's sober.
Well, I don't know about that.
Phil, you were inside that cocoon for 108 hours, so unless you took booze or drugs in, you'd have to be sober.
So I guess this is something Phil does before every NBA season.
Then it becomes a priority.
Because he's got to look his best and feel his best.
Focus mentally. It makes sense. Who'd you learn it from?
Tex Winter was sitting next to me for a number of years. The last few years he did not.
So Tex Winter taught you the triangle offense and the cocoon strategy for getting re-centered for a new NBA season.
Tex Winter's been around a long time. He's a legend.
He's definitely a legend. You're right about that.
So
moving on, while Phil was in the cocoon, we set up a meeting with Jeanie Buss to try to get them back together. How did the talk with Jeanie go?
I told Jeanie at one point when I went in and talked to her about it.
And?
You know, we got talking about administration and about, we talked about a number of
what did you talk about, Phil?
It's just beating around the bush. Phil, what did you do when you saw Jeanie?
penetration.
Nice. So you're moving back home.
That's proof in the pudding right there.
And I assume when you had sex with her, you pleased her as well?
I was not concerned about that.
You were so insecure before.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Right, because there's nothing serious.
Okay, so his penis does still work even though he died.
He performed, yeah. Okay.
Good for you. And he also met with Jim Buss, apparently, about the Lakers head coaching job.
He made basically the offer of take what you want to take.
That's a pretty good offer.
Yeah.
It was proposed to me without any hesitation.
And I know you want to coach the Lakers again, but you said no?
Without a doubt.
Why?
See, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
There's just who's the real leader here type of thing going on, or who's the real man on the block.
So everything's a power struggle with Phil.
If you didn't know any better, you'd think that Phil was in like a Mortal Kombat video game, and everyone he met was fighting him to the death.
So he's just going to be watching basketball like a fan.
And there's nothing to do but just enjoy it.
You're old, you're right. You've earned just watching the games.
He's got 11 rings, and...
What's so funny, Phil?
Yeah, what are you laughing about?
Something a little bit untoward.
Oh, God. How old is she?
maybe 21.
Jesus. Well,
he just saw Jeanie bus.
it took us so long to get that meeting set up, Phil, and you just got back together with her like 45 minutes ago.
Well, if we know anything about Phil's loyalty, I don't even want to ask, but is there any chance that we're going to remain friends after this whole ordeal?
Wow, that's a good question.
We've spent 6 weeks together. We know each other really well now.
Well,
Okay.
You're being pretty evasive.
Yeah, you're being very evasive right now.
that's what you have to do,
Only when you want to lie to somebody.
without a doubt.
Okay.
Yes or no, is there any chance of a season 2 of Phil Metal Jackson?
That's a good question.
Well, I don't know about that.
You know what? He's leaving the door open, and I'll take that.
And I know that he's going to bottom out again at the very latest next off season.
Yeah.
So he might be back.
I have a feeling he will. And Phil, do you have any advice for us before you go?
You don't try to do too much yet.
God, you're repeating yourself again. I mean, you've given me that piece of advice 3 dozen times.
He only knows how to say a handful of things.
Maybe 20 sentences in English.
This guy
Very
is
limited vocabulary-wise.
unbelievable.
Syntactically as well. Very limited. There's one other thing we need to address, and that's Dave DeBuscher's ghost.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Are you going to be dismantling the shrine, Phil?
No.
That makes me very proud.
Okay,
Hold on a
Dave.
second, Dave.
Phil, you put a shrine in our living room.
I was not concerned about that.
Well, you have to be because the shrine is heavy and
Pretty solid.
Yeah, we can't move it. And being haunted's terrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
we can't take care of this ghost.
It's the right thing to do. It must be done.
No, you are going to take down the shrine.
No, I'm not.
Why?
It's a damned if you do type of thing.
What does that even mean?
I think what Phil is saying is that Dave's ghost will go straight to hell if the shrine is dismantled.
Well, you know, I love Dave DeBuscher's ghost, but being haunted sucks.
His game is incredible.
I don't want the ghost.
He definitely finds a way to score.
I do not want the ghost.
His, I think, vision I could buy into.
Look, Phil, I don't want the ghost.
I particularly wanted to play basketball.
Shut up, Dave.
Dave, you better leave the room. Phil, you better leave too. Do you have anything else to say?
Penetration.
You know what, Phil? Get the hell out of here. Go. Not you, Dave.
Well, no, we got to talk to Dave.
David, come in here, please. Sit down.
Sit down on the bed, David.
Here, put your headphones on. We've been talking, and we foresaw this coming because Phil being inconsiderate is about as predictable as the sun rising in the morning. And
It's not you.
it's not you. You're a great I don't know any other ghosts, but you're fantastic. You're polite. You're interesting. You had a great career.
We got you tickets to the OC Death Fest, big guy. How do you feel about that?
I consider this one of the greatest thrills of my life, and I thank you very, very much.
That was an easier sell than I anticipated.
It is a great thrill to be recognized, not by peers, but by people that are more than your peers.
I don't know if you're going to be recognized.
Metal fans aren't typically NBA fans, I don't think, but they will like that you're a ghost.
Yeah, metal fans, especially death metal fans, love the devil. They love evil. They love haunting.
And our hope is that one of them is going to be infatuated enough with you that they're going to take the shrine and you into their home as a sort of pet.
And worst case scenario, you end up, municipal services picks you up and takes you to a dump or something. And
They're not going to put the effort into dismantling the shrine, so you won't be going to hell.
you'll just haunt the dump.
It makes me very proud to be a part of it.
This guy.
God, nobody is more accommodating than the ghost of Dave DeBuscher. Well, we've had some fun. We've had some fun with Phil. We've had some fun with the ghost.
I don't know whether we'll be back, at least in this format. We do have other podcasts. We have sketches up every Tuesday.
Outtakes every Friday. We just got content continually.
And we always try to get Phil to tweet this stuff out. He never did. But if you guys could share this, we always appreciate that.
My name's Mike,
I'm Matt.
and this is Phil Metal Jackson.